For instance, do you think that a brother should be able to fuck his sister?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Why?
so.
Because it's gross. Yeah, but that's my opinion. But guess what? Someone else is going to think that's okay.
Is it immoral?
Is it immoral? According to today's society, sure, but half the world does it.
Yeah, do you think it's immoral?
I think it's fucking immoral to a lot of things in this world.
Yeah,
are
is
immoral.
that immoral or not?
Is that immoral? What's immoral to you? Where do you get your morals?
Well,
they're invented by man, right? Morals, right? They're not where they passed down to you by God.
If it's just subjective, child underage diddlers were immoral, you couldn't say anything was immoral if your claim is we just make up morality.
We do make up morality.
Well, then if we do just make up morality, you have no objective metric for which to call anything immoral ever.
That's kind of how
so
shit works, right?
Nothing anything does is immoral.
It just depends on society's standards.
That clip right there, that's what happens whenever we try to make sense of morality, of the world, without God. A lot of stuff ensues whenever we as a society try to say no or reject God. Perversion ensues, corruption ensues, degeneracy ensues, horrible things ensue because we don't want God in our lives. Welcome to the Shades Podcast. The Shades Podcast is all about exposing our culture dark frames of today's day and age in order for us to see and walk into the light, which is ultimately found in Jesus Christ. Hence the name Shades. Ray, how you want to start this off, bro?
Let's go ahead and delve right into it. But first, how do you feel about that clip? You seem a little annoyed.
Yes. Usually I don't start off my intros that, enthusiastic. But it really hits me because I'm constantly seeing people over and over and over again trying to explain morality without God, trying to justify their morals without God. And whenever they try to do that, it's stupidity at its highest level.
Never works. Never works. I wanted to attack one of his stances, I guess. The guy on the left was the one who was speaking primarily. But essentially, his justification was, hey, since this is now normalized in society, unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. Now, he said him personally, he's against children being diddled and, all of these other activities, but he doesn't have any moral objections to it. Like you said in the intro, because you don't have Jesus as a foundation. The only justification that you have is just the ick. What is that? Or it's gross. But then why?
Right.
And they can never give a coherent answer to that.
No, they cannot at all. There would have been, we spoke about this in our previous video. What if the trend in the next 50 years is child diddling actually feels good for everybody? No one really finds it an ick anymore. Everyone praises it. Because we can perhaps see that trend come to pass, because now the trend is what? We are debating or discussing if whether or not cutting off a child's organs will have them a more fulfilling life. That is what we're discussing now. So yet I really hope they don't say, no, that will never happen in 50 years or so, that people are going to start liking disgusting, depraved things. What?
Yeah. There is this magical book that does explicitly say that the world will continue to become perverse, perverted, distorted, all the things and terms that you can name. That's what the world is shifting to. So I wanted to add on to his point as well, or your point essentially, and you were saying what can become normalized in our future. You gave a great example, but something that is in our present time is AI child porn, something that is increasingly becoming normalized, and in a few years, I guarantee it will be accepted a lot more than it is now. So we do have a prime example of this, that, okay, this is becoming more normalized, or if not normalized now in our society, then this is where we are heading to.
Right, 100%. And then so perhaps the example that I previously gave, people, they may say, oh, come on, Aaron, that's such an extreme example. Everyone intuitively knows that diddling children is wrong. So are you saying that there's such thing as an objective morality then?
Right. Exactly.
Or what if in the next 50 years, let's go ahead and give a lesser example. Everyone loves AI child porn. That can happen. I could see that a possibility, or perhaps not everyone. Fine. You got me there. But a lot of people will like AI child porn. But since morality is subjective, according to these two degenerates, we can't objectively say that that is right or wrong. Perhaps because each and every single one of us, whenever we let go of the pride, of the ego, of the dismissiveness of God. We say, you know what? Maybe there is such thing as an objective morality, and therefore that means that in order for there something to be objective, there must be a standard for that to be so. Is his name Jesus? Yes, his name is Jesus.
And it's quite comical when leftists attempt to justify morality, because they won't blatantly concede to such egregious examples such as the child diddling or, say, bestiality. They always say it's wrong, or it gives them the ick. But essentially, they're pulling from Jesus' objective truth and reality, but they're just not going to acknowledge it because they're atheists.
Right.
So it's kind of funny. It's like, who's telling you that this is wrong? Who's telling you that this is wrong?
That is true.
There's no argumentation. The ick is not a justified answer. What is that? Ick? It's nasty, it's wrong, it's legalized. Okay, what if it wasn't legalized? Oh, it's consensual.
Right. And then icks can change within generations.
Exactly.
I'm sure 60 years back, the majority of the people thought pornography was such a nasty, perverse, depraved thing. Now, people are addicted to it. So what makes us think in the next 50 years, something so depraved that we can't even fathom, I couldn't even dare to conceive in my mind that people will be discussing if whether or not cutting off a children's organs is going to be better for them, for their life. But here we are. There have been these highly intelligent conservatives that did see that trend come. So give us a break that we didn't see that trend coming. But nonetheless, all of this happens whenever we try to make sense of morality without God. What else the 30 minutes that we can continue to give examples after examples after examples, but nonetheless, we're still going to have these atheists here that's going to say, whoa, it still doesn't prove that your God exists. Okay, then continue to tolerate child diddlers.
It's funny.
Continue to say, you know what, perhaps I mean, for me, it's the ick.
Yeah.
Right? But I can't really say, hey, you're objectively wrong. Continue to be that guy. While the Christians are going to say, that guy deserves death.
It's funny. I keep saying it's funny when they try to justify their morality, because it is. It's comical. It's hilarious. Yeah. And they don't all think the same way. All the atheists are not going to be on the same wave frame and attempt to justify their morality. There's going to be some nuances here and there. There's going to be some really depraved, degenerate individuals who think that what some atheists might say is intrinsically wrong without any justification. This atheist is going to be like, oh, no, that's perfectly fine. So you see there's inconsistencies within their morality in itself. So it's another flaw on why we can't just miraculously come up with morality in the first place. You guys are inconsistent on your side. Christians, you can say, I guess, there are some less base Christians, I guess, in a way, as bad as that sounds. But some people don't really think about the social issues, and they, like you were saying earlier, they don't really connect it towards the world. They're just, Jesus, which is good, but they don't connect the dots in a sense, like, oh, I should be against this because I'm a Christian.
Right.
So,
yeah, 100%. And I want to go ahead and perhaps end it off of this. Why does it matter that we call anything right or wrong? We're just simply atoms bumping into other atoms, from goo to philosophers, from protoplasm to people who suddenly know how to reason. That's perhaps one of the most stupidest statements that ever came out of my mouth. But unfortunately, we have many people who look through these cultural dark frames and that believe in that. But Ray, you and I both know that we'll continue to debate atheists.
Yes, of course. The world will continuously become more perverse, and so that's why we're here. But
subscribe.
If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Shays will be back. Peace out.